Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Matt here. Apologize right off the hop. It's been a while since I've actually been able to dedicate time to a podcast. Nevertheless, I'm going to give this a go. Changing gears a little bit here. I seem to be too busy to kind of dedicate the time to actually sitting down, creating that podcast with my co-part Mark, and having guests on. So again, today I want to take a little bit of a different approach. If it sticks, maybe it's something I'll stick to a little bit more regularly, since it seems to be kind of the only time where I can dedicate it to this little side project right now. So I'm currently on my way into work. It is about 6:15 in the morning. Full disclaimer before I get into it here though, I am using a hands-free mic in my iPhone. I started recording before I started driving, and I will click end once I stop driving, so that way there's no distracted driving. Doing it fully within the law. So put that out there. So I'm sure we all live a pretty busy life at times, and I know it's only as busy as we make it. So I know for myself, I can definitely dedicate more time to the podcast project. However, it just takes more discipline on my part. So maybe as time progresses, I'll be able to pump out more episodes kind of in that podcast format. But for now, I'm going to try this on my way into work. It seems to be a period of my day where I'm actually able to have about 30 minutes to myself, where I also listen to a podcast or listen to music or whatnot. So today, since it's been so while, I just wanted to have a quick check-in, a quick chat, I guess, on sort of physical health and mental health, and kind of how I maintain that for myself. From the health aspect, physical health aspect of it, I do CrossFit every morning. I mentioned that on the last podcast we had with our guests right before we entered a CrossFit competition. But yeah, so every morning I wake up 4 a.m., I get ready, do my thing, pack my bag for work. I'm out the door around 4:30 and I hit the gym. Our class starts at 5 a.m. It's 5 to 6. We start out with a little basic warm-up, a little bit of weight training or gymnastics, and then we do what we call a water, a metcon, and it's a workout, high intensity, anywhere from it could be today we did rowing, biking, wall balls, and power cleans. So it kind of integrates a lot of Olympic lifting, gymnastics, and then some high intensity cardio into the workout. It works for me. I'm not really a person to obviously run a marathon or do any of that long endurance type stuff. I like the quick high intensity stuff. Basically just beat myself out in the morning before I start my work day. And for me, that brings not only some physical benefits to it, but it also brings some mental clarity. I find those 15 to 20 minutes are all about me, and I know it actually kind of sounds selfish a little bit, but they are, man. It's my time. It's all about me. For me to push my own limits, push my boundaries, and clear my head before going into work, and dealing with the hustle and bustle of my job. So yeah, I guess my exercise regimen is not only physical health, but mental health as well. Days where I skip the gym, which are not very regularly. I'm a kind of a 5-day-a-week guy. In the winter here, I'm going to step it up to maybe 6 days a week, and maybe some days I might actually go twice. But nevertheless, days I do skip it for whatever reason. If I've got working too many days straight and I need to take an extra hour or two to sleep in, I kind of miss that. I just feel like my day's off. It's no different than when you're going into work and you're late for work and you have that feeling of overwhelming throughout the day because that one thing kind of set your day off. That's kind of how I feel when I miss that gym. And I know it sounds cliche, but I've never been that type of person to be in that exercise mood or that fitness kind of world. I made a I pledged myself about 2 years ago to get healthier. I've never been in terrible shape, but I've never been in the best shape, and I knew I could do better. That's kind of why I started CrossFit. It challenged me not only on the weightlifting side, but some gymnastic work too, and the community. Once again, like we spoke about in the last podcast, it brings a whole community aspect to your workout. So I've met a lot of great people and friends through that, and those relationships will probably last a really long time. So the whole social aspect of it has been probably just as big of a part of the health, physical and mental fitness as honestly as much as the workouts have been. So that's my routine in the morning. Other people have different ones. I've got friends who go to the gym just to do cardio in the morning or weight training. I've also got my wife, for instance, she does Pilates in the morning. I know people who do yoga in the morning. Whatever your routine is, I think it's important, not only from a physical aspect, but from a mental fitness or mental health aspect as well, to get those endorphins flowing in the morning, or whatever it is that kind of get your heart rate up and burn off some of those calories and get yourself in the right headspace. Mornings, when you're not in the right headspace, I do believe they set that domino trend or that domino effect throughout the day. I read this quote the other day. It's like the burnt toast effect. I could be quoting it wrong, but like essentially it's sort of similar. Like that one thing that you do throughout your day changes every event thereafter. So in the morning, if you're making your toast and you burn it, you've obviously left the toast in there longer than expected. So the domino effect of that could be you're late for work, you're stuck in traffic a little bit longer. However, you may have missed an accident that you probably could have been involved in just because of that 30 extra seconds that your bread took to toast. Basically avoided you from having a collision, ultimately saving you from any injury or worse. The same goes on the flip side. If you miss that one step in the morning or that one thing outside of your routine, which brings positivity to your day or to your life, then the rest of your day might end up being somewhat of a negative day or a negative spin to your day, and you might just be in a bad mood or a bad mind space or head space for the rest of the day, and that's not something we want. I would assume a lot of us who are listening to this, we aspire to be leaders, or we're business professionals, or maybe you're just looking to get into that workspace. So having that mental clarity and having that free, clear thinking ability, it's what we need to navigate through our work, to get forward, to progress through a company, to be our best, to be the best that we can be. So missing those gym sessions or whatever it is that you do in the morning and your routine to get you set up for success in that day, missing that ultimately I think has a domino effect and could ultimately spin that negative or that negative vibe into your day. That's kind of it for today. Just wanted to check in. I'll be posting this later, obviously, but if it does turn out to be somewhat of an easy step and I get, I guess, more views and streams and things like that, I'll continue doing these little check-ins, posting about what's on my mind or anything that I've been experiencing at work or in my personal life or whatever. But yeah, other than that, I'll sign off here. Have a great day, everyone.